Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe SI Talk. Bin nach wie vor in Vancouver Mai Tour und ich bin jetzt bei BeMetals und da haben wir das erste Interview auf der PDEC gemacht und ich habe jetzt den Derek da, der wird mir jetzt ein Update geben, denn ich habe am Wochenende war eine Konferenz hier und da gibt es eine Analystin dort, die hat gesagt, was sind die 3 Key-Faktoren für ein Unternehmen, eine Explorationscompany. Und eins muss man sagen, die Stimmung ist hier wirklich schlecht. Erster Faktor ist Management, zweites müssen gute Projekte sein und drittes muss Access to Capital haben. Und eine Firma, die jetzt gerade ein Placement gemacht hat, es erhöht hat und zwar über 6 Millionen gemacht haben, ist BeMetals und der Derek, mit dem werde ich jetzt einmal ein bisschen drüber reden. Derek, thank you to have time. I said in my German introduction, it was a little bit long introduction, but I said that I was on the weekend on a conference and there was one lady there, one analyst, and they say, hey, what is the key pillar or what are the 3 pillars for a successful exploration companies? Right. And they say, one is management, second is good project, and third is access to capital. Mm-hmm. And access to capital is at the moment, for my thinking, for my talks, what I have so far, really a problem at the moment in Vancouver. The most financing are only small financing to keep their life, but not really to can go forward as a project. Your company doing a really great financing, it's over 6 million, starting with 5 million, then raise it to 6.25 million. And it looks like that your team has access to capital.
Fortunately, yes.
So now we go to the other 2 pillars, management and project.
Right.
So maybe you can explain a little bit these 2 factors. And third is then what you're doing with the money, what you get now.
Yeah, obviously, I think you're referring to Gwen Preston, and the first pillar is probably what gets you the second and third pillar. If you don't have the management team, they're not going to possibly buy the right projects or find the right projects, and then they're not going to have access to capital. So management, and for us, the board of directors as well, is a really key part in our team, and that's a fundamental part of the story. So not all companies have access to that, and that was a key part of why I joined the company just last year, was because I knew the guys' track record that we had here and the access to capital, because it is, as you said, it's a tough market right now.
Mm-hmm. So what are you planning for with the 6 million?
So we're going to do drilling on 2 projects. The first one's going to be in Idaho, so it's a zinc project, zinc silver project down in Idaho. It's underground. It has a lot of existing infrastructure in place, and we're going to be drilling that probably in late June. And we'll be doing a combination of things. It'll be mostly infill drilling, definition drilling, and proving up the resource, essentially. And then from there, we'd like to do some more drilling next year. It's possible if the drilling results are really good this year, we would continue on throughout the rest of the year. But for now, we're looking at probably starting in late June, running up until kind of the summertime, and then we'll probably have our first set of drill results coming out around late August or maybe in the first part of September.
What is always good then in the summertime is normally quiet. So nobody's here, so nobody will react on really good numbers. But this brings me to a point. You say when the drill results are maybe really good, we continue. What does mean really good numbers? What is a really good number for the company?
If the results end up being, I guess, better than expected, we're already expecting decent results, but if it's even better than what we expect, then we would probably continue to drill or focus more on that. So it could be that instead of just doing, right now we're expecting to do 2,500 meters of drilling. If the results are terrific, we might just continue to do that, and that would mean probably raising some more money, but that would probably be a good time. If the results are that fantastic, hopefully the stock price is higher and we're doing a raise at a higher price. Yeah. We'll also be drilling in Zambia too, and that's copper exploration. So we'll be doing that simultaneously. So starting around late June, running up right through kind of till probably sometime in the summer, and then results will be coming out around the same time, probably late August or early September. So we'll have, 2 really good chances of, or two great programs going on simultaneously, and we should have results coming out somewhere in September, early fall.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I come back to the Idaho project with the Think project. What are the results so far, and what do you have on numbers, so on percentage rates of zinc?
So we're averaging a little bit over 10% as pure zinc, and then when you add in the equivalent, we're getting over 17%. So it's good grades. It has a pretty good component of silver as well. So it's a polymetallic skarn deposit is what we see right now, and it looks like it has at least starting off with zinc, silver. We'd have a little bit of copper, lead, and some gold in there as well. So we're really excited. As it just happens to be one of the board members of B2 Gold. He was at a board meeting, and the guys happened to be chatting about this new project that we acquired. And George Johnson said that he actually used to be the project manager there, and he was doing the construction of part of the underground workings there. So he said it looks great, it's in very good condition, and when we went down there and verified everything, the underground conditions are terrific. There's no flooding there because the water actually all just drains out naturally. So it's in very good condition. The owners, or I guess the partners right now, Thunder Mountain Gold, they did an excellent job of actually putting in the infrastructure in terms of the rock bolting in the underground workings. So it's in good shape.
Why they are selling the project or make earning?
Going back to your first point, raising money, and it was difficult for them to raise money, and like it is for almost most companies out there right now.
Do you know what they spent in the past on this project? When you make infrastructure and so on, this must be a huge number.
It was an underground mine up until the 50s, and then it was shut down. Another group came in kind of the 80s, and this was George Johnson's group. They tried to get into there. It never actually reached production. This group came in that we're partnering with right now. They came in kind of 2007. They've been working on it for over 10 years. A number of things happened that kind of blocked them from getting into production, but the project technically is sound. It's just the markets have been so terrible, and even if you have good projects, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to raise the funds to build these things. And this is a pretty classic example of where you have a good project, but not the ability to raise the funds to get it into the production, and most companies don't. And most companies actually don't have the experience to actually operate the mine either.
Is the major goal to bring this project into production?
Yes.
So, and this is also the focus of the company, not
Absolutely.
only like most of the exploration company to bring it to a certain stage and then looks...
We're not looking to build up a resource and then sell this thing. We're looking to build a company that's going to be in production. So that's the primary goal for us, absolutely. We do want to have kind of parallel exploration. Pretty much copying what Bema Gold and B2 Gold has done, has had terrific operations, but also had exploration upside. That's essentially what we want to do, but in the base metal sector here with BeMetals.
Okay. Second project, going a little bit deeper. How the stage started? Is this also a big advanced project?
This is early stage exploration, but it's in a terrific part of the world. So it's in the Zambian Copper Belt. It's on the western extension where there hasn't been nearly as much exploration. There is some sand cover there, and it's kind of similar to what we'd have in Nevada, where you have gravel cover. In this case, we have sand that's covering, it's Kalahari sand cover that's covering the most of the property. That prevents anybody from looking underneath or seeing outcrops, and that's typically how most deposits are found, as you know, as somebody or a prospector will come across some outcrop. In this case, in that part of Africa, it's predominantly covered by this sand. And so you have to get underneath that sand. And in order to do that, a really key tool for us is using air core drilling. So we're using this air core drilling, which is somewhat similar to reverse circulation drilling. It's much cheaper than your typical core drilling, and it's effective, it's fast. And we can do 2,500 meters of drilling there quite quickly.
But you cannot go so deep.
We don't need to. It's almost like going kind of deeper soil sampling. You're not getting the pure, or you're not getting the solid core that you would from diamond drilling, but you are getting at least a good representation of what's underneath the sand cover. And so we'll be drilling 3 targets there, and that should start up in June.
And you find this target through geophysics?
They did some aerogeophysics, and then we did some previous air core drilling, and now we're going to be doing diamond drilling. So
Okay.
this is going to be the second time this whole project has been diamond drilled. And previously it was drilled by Antofagasta, which is where our CEO came from, Antofagasta.
Okay.
So this was his baby when he was at Antofagasta.
Okay. So, and he was able to bring it with.
He held on to that after Antofagasta kind of pulled out of Africa in general. I mean, well, they pretty much pulled out of the rest of the world and just retrenched back into South America. And he stuck on with the project. He believed in it and kept on with it. And there's a good long story as to how it got connected with BeMetals, but he was able to bring this to the team. Tom Garrigan, Senior VP of Exploration at B2 Gold, saw the potential for that. He's on the board of directors for BeMetals. And so we brought that into the fold, and that was the first project that kind of got us started. And then, so now we have, two exciting projects going. And this one's probably, I guess, a little bit higher risk because it's very early stage exploration. But if it hits, this is kind of tier one property because you have Ivanhoe that's just up the street, and you have some of the major mining operations. Barrick's mine is over here, Konkola. I mean, Zambia's been getting a little bit of a tough time, I guess, in the media, but it is a terrific area in terms of exploration potential.
Derek, it looks like that you have a busy fold. The Geos have a busy summer and you have a busy fall.
That's right. We're going to have to start marketing in the fall. It's been quiet so far, but
Yeah.
I mean, the market's been pretty quiet
No,
anyways.
the market is not really in the best shape to do anything. That's the point. Thank you for the update.
Thank you.
Ja, war ein Update von BeMetals. Finde ich relativ spannend. Also wir haben ja am Anfang sehr viel über Finanzierung geredet und er sagt halt, der Keypunkt ist trotzdem das Management. Wenn du das Management hast, die findet die richtigen Projekte und das Management hat einen richtigen Access to Capital. Und das ist eigentlich das Management ist um und auf. Und sie haben die richtige Management, sie haben sehr starke Connections auch mit B2 Gold und so weiter, wo auch Leute herkommen. Und sie waren auch, das hat er mir vorher schon gesagt, sehr schnell in der Lage, das Financing zu closen, innerhalb von ein paar Tagen. Und sie haben es noch erhöht auch. Wohin geht das Geld? Sie haben ein Projekt akquiriert in Idaho, wo quasi das schon sehr weit entwickelt ist. Da wird eigentlich schon lange dran gearbeitet, das war früher in Produktion. Da sind dann mehrere Firmen reingekommen und das größte Problem, da habe ich auch gefragt, warum ist das nicht in Produktion gegangen, liegt ganz einfach daran, weil sie eben nicht in der Lage waren, das richtige oder richtig genug Geld aufzunehmen. Das war der Grund und ihr Ziel ist es ganz eindeutig, nicht wie alle anderen Exploration Companies die Braut festzumachen, also das Projekt festzumachen und dann zu verkaufen. Nein, sie wollen in Produktion gehen. Sie werden jetzt bohren, sollten die Bohrergebnisse sehr gut sein, werden sie weiter bohren. Ich wollte dann eher mal ein bisschen quälen und sagen, was sind denn gute Bohrergebnisse? Er hat sich nicht wirklich darauf eingelassen, aber das Projekt selber hat 10% Zink alleine mit allen dazu gerechnet, also bei Produkten sind wir auf 17%. Und das heißt, wenn die Ergebnisse in dieser Region sind oder vielleicht sogar besser, mit jedem Tick, wo es natürlich besser sind, ist die Wahrscheinlichkeit größer, dass sie dort mehr bohren werden. Die Infrastruktur ist scheinbar in sehr gutem Zustand. Sie müssen nicht auspumpen, wie so bei vielen Minen. Das Wasser fließt natürlich ab. Das ist schon mal sehr, sehr positiv. Und ja, das ist das eine Projekt. Da schaut es sehr gut aus und da wollen sie eigentlich relativ schnell, wie es ausschaut, in Produktion gehen. One question coming to my mind when we talk about the Idaho project. When we look to a realistic time frame about production, how it looks like?
So we'll do the drilling this year. We'll do another program next year, and then we look to do a PEA, or preliminary economic assessment, by the end of next year. From that, depending on, I guess, how far we've got with metallurgical studies, because we're going to be doing that simultaneously with the PEA. Actually, we'll be doing some of it right now, or very, very soon. The idea is we could probably get that in production within a couple of years. So PEA, if it looks good, the capex is quite low, which we suspect it is going to be, well below 100 million, probably in the order of maybe 50 to 60 million dollars. That would probably give us satisfaction, and if the economics look good, which we feel it will, we might go straight into construction.
Mhm.
And permitting there is terrific because it's on all patented ground. So it's private ground. We own all the rights to that. And so it's much more streamlined for getting into construction and production.
Okay, wow. Also, was ist der Plan? Also heuer bohren, nächstes Jahr nochmal bohren, dann am Ende des Jahres kommt der PEA raus und sollte die dementsprechend rauskommen und auch die Daten, wo sie davon ausgehen, dass das eigentlich alles passt. Und die Kosten liegen um die 50, 60 Millionen erwartet, also deutlich unter 100 Millionen hat er gemeint, dann könnten sie gleich direkt in Konstruktionsphase gehen. Metallurgie wird gleichzeitig auch noch getestet, die fangen auch jetzt schon an, damit sie dort anfangen, dann kann es natürlich relativ schnell in Produktion sein. Hilft natürlich auch, weil die dort sehr viel Infrastruktur natürlich schon vorfinden. Das andere Projekt, was sie in Sambia haben, das ist noch Explorationsprojekt. Das ist, glaube ich, jetzt gerade das zweite Mal, dass dort das Bohrgerät dort ist. Und das Problem ist, dass das unter Sand, mit Sand überdeckt ist und die meisten Projekte werden einfach gefunden, indem dass ein Geologe irgendwo hinläuft und auf einmal findet er halt einen Ausbiss von irgendeinem Metall und fängt dann mal an, rundherum sich das genau zu anschauen. Das ist dort nicht, weil alles mit Sand überdeckt ist, Ausläufer der Sahara und so weiter. Und daher können sie das nicht feststellen. Allerdings war der CEO, was sie jetzt haben, damals auch das war sein Baby quasi bei Antofagasta und das hat er quasi mitnehmen können, wie Antofagasta rausgegangen ist aus Afrika. Und wenn das natürlich trifft, dann ist das ein irrsinnig großes Projekt. Und das, was sie bis jetzt haben, also sie haben die ersten Indikationen, letztes Jahr haben sie auch schon dran gearbeitet, dann könnte das schon ganz spannend werden. Ja, aber das ist eigentlich so der Bonus, sage ich mal. Wenn das zieht, die Karte, dann ist das der Joker und dann geht es natürlich ganz woanders hin. Ja, das war ein Update vom BeMetals Mai 2019 Vancouver. Tschüss und Baba. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.